government of Pakistan recently announced that the operation against the militants in the northwest had successfully been completed and that those displaced could return home from Monday the 13th of July. 75-year-old Muhammad Daliman comes from a small village in Swat. He and his family have been staying in the Sheikh Yassin camp in Mardan for the past 3 months, and this was the moment he and millions like him had been praying for, the chance to finally go home. The government has arranged hundreds of buses and trucks to carry the IDPs in armed convoys assisted by the Pakistan Army from the camps. After packing their belongings, Daliman and his family load their baggage and look forward to the 5-hour journey back to Swat.
We do not blame the Taliban nor the army nor the government. It is the decision of the Almighty. We thank the Almighty for giving us the opportunity to go back home. We miss our home, friends and family. We are just overjoyed to be going home.
We are happy to go back home and going with our own will. My son went earlier with his family and told us that it is now safe to go back. We just pray that everything gets settled down.
We are extremely happy to be returning home. It has been the toughest 3 months of our lives. We left everything behind when we fled. I just hope we have something to return to.
Well, it's Thursday the 16th of July and we're here at the Sheikh Yassin camp following one of the families who is now returning home. As you can see behind me, the final preparations are being made, and in a short while this particular caravan will leave along with a number of other coaches towards Swat. Now, this family is very, very happy at returning home. They've said they've been waiting months to take this opportunity to go home, and we'll just have to wait and see how the journey fares for them. We're going to try to follow them as far as we can. There are checkposts on the way, and there are reports that perhaps the media won't be allowed to go beyond a certain point. But for now, this is the final stage of the preparations for Mr. Daliman as he prepares to go home. We leave the Sheikh Yassin camp and head towards where the Malakan division begins, some 30 kilometres away. The Pakistan Army's Special Support Group for IDPs has undertaken the Herculean task of arranging the logistics of this mass repatriation. Well, we've made our way down from the Sheikh Yassin camp with the IDP convoy, and this is the Shago Naga, and behind me is the Malakan division. This is where it begins. This is the Swat Valley behind me, and on this side, as you can see, the convoy of IDPs has actually been stopped here. This is where all the checking will take place, all the verification will take place of all the IDPs. As you can see, there's a lot of public transport as well as private transport. A lot of people who have decided to return home have also turned up in private vehicles, but because of the serious threat of terrorism and serious threat of perhaps some kind of attack on these convoys, the police are taking no chances and thorough checking is taking place here. As we pass through the first checkpost, we arrive at another security post a short distance away, where all vehicles and passengers are thoroughly checked before being issued a curfew pass, which will allow the convoy to proceed with their journey. Well, we moved on from the checkpost back there, approximately 200 or 300 metres down the road, and of course now we're in the Malakan division, heading towards the Swat Valley. Now, the armed forces have set up another security checkpoint here, as you can see behind me. Here, each individual vehicle is checked. The people on board are checked before they're given a security pass, before they can move on towards the Swat Valley and ultimately home. Onwards and upwards, the convoy slowly moves, meandering through mountain passes and valleys. The weather is searingly hot and the journey uncomfortable, but for those returning home, this small discomfort is nothing as compared to the hardships faced in the camps. NGOs have set up small water and food stations along the route to help replenish the weary and drained travellers. Well, we've been driving approximately 45 minutes since the last security checkpost on our way to the Swat Valley, and we've made our ascent into this magnificent mountain range. Now, just behind me, you can probably see that the IDP convoy has now started to snake its way up through this magnificent pass, and on the other side of the pass is what they call the Valley of Swat. Daliman and his family, as well as the other returning IDPs, are pensive as the convoy inches closer to their villages. Their eyes reacquaint themselves with the beautiful scenic surroundings, the Valley of Swat, once described as the Switzerland of the East. And then, the moment of reckoning. Daliman and his family finally arrive at their village, their nightmare finally over. The family can hardly contain their emotions as they are greeted by jubilant family members, friends and neighbours. Welcome home. Wearily, they make a short climb to their house and finally step foot into the comfort of their home. A moment this family has been dreaming of for months.
When we fled our homes, Honestly, we did not believe we would ever see this place again. We pray to the Almighty that the army keeps the Taliban from returning. We just want peace so we can rebuild our lives. But overall, it is the best feeling to be back home.
It was mortar shells like this which were fired into the houses of innocent Pakistanis, which forced hundreds of thousands to flee their homes. This IDP family has finally reached its destination, home, something which was a distant memory almost 2 months ago. Addiel Press TV in the Swat Valley.